Historically, very few women have ever ended up on Georgia's death row. But just one day after a Gwinnett County woman was sentenced to die for starving her 10-year-old stepdaughter, the Gwinnett DA says he's considering another death penalty case against a mother. And the district attorney is weighing that decision on the eve of a Hall County man's scheduled execution tomorrow.
Now, all of this putting the death penalty front and center in a way that it has not been often seen in Georgia. Caitlin Ross is on that story, all new for us tonight.
The details of the Tiffany Moss case and the abuse 10-year-old Imani suffered were so horrific, so heartbreaking. It's hard to imagine anything like that could ever happen again. But District Attorney Danny Porter says it's eerily similar to another case working its way through the court system right now involving another mom.
We have a case that's nearly identical to this case.
The case is against Reygan Moon. She's accused of intentionally starving her toddler, Reygan, to death, leaving the girl alone for hours in a closet while Moon worked as a dancer at a local club. According to an autopsy, when Reygan died, she had no food in her stomach and weighed just 14 pounds, half of what a 3-year-old should weigh. Just like in the Imani Moss case, family members contacted DFACS, concerned about Reygan's well-being after she spent 4 days in the hospital for malnutrition. Family members filed at least 5 complaints over a year, and Reygan's grandmother repeatedly tried to get custody. But DFACS found no danger and closed the case. 8 months later, the little girl died alone.
And I'm just so heartbroken because it didn't have to happen this way.
That I'm considering whether I'm going to file a notice to seek the death penalty.
Porter says he was thinking of the Reygan Moon case when the jury delivered the punishment of death to Tiffany Moss.
The fact that we got the death penalty on this case, I don't think that tells us anything other than that there are jurors, if you can find the right combination, that are willing to impose a death sentence.
Hearing that a mother starved her child to death is shocking, but Danny Porter says he's prosecuted 4 or 5 similar starvation cases in the past few years. The details stick with him.
With all the experience I've had and all the years I've been doing this, I thought I was pretty knowledgeable or pretty immune to the things people do to each other. But when this case came in, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before.
DFACS admitted it failed to conduct follow-up visits and the case was never fully assessed. The department's director said the department relied heavily on Moon's promises and that when she isolated herself from everyone around her, communication broke down. The director said the case was making the department reassess its staff and systems. After Imani Moss's death, 3 DFACS workers were fired, others faced disciplinary charges and dismissing those abuse allegations. Her grandmother, Robin, is suing the department for not doing more to save her.